majesty supreme, who gave his son for...
Well, as Andrew Murray ministered around South Africa in the late 1800s, he did such good work. It's interesting for us South Africans to hear about his work in Potchefstroom, Bloemfontein, Cape Town, Standerton, down into Natal, and all these places that have got certain connotations for us, and to try and picture him in the late 1800s preaching there is interesting. But he did have some difficult times as well, and some ministry failures. He writes this: "You think because I have not been so successful that this is a sign that the journey I'm on is not the Lord's will. I think we must be careful in judging thus. The great thing is to have our minds always in a childlike state when we are considering or fixing our plans. And thus we shall know that God is guiding our path, even if it were a mistaken one, to very blessed issues. Even comparative failure has not for one moment made me think I was not in the right path." I was blessed by this as I read this, friends, because I sometimes have gotten down on myself because I thought, I shouldn't have made that decision. What if I had done this? How would things have ended up if I had just gone here? And this passage reminded me, but God was at work the whole time. Even what seemed like a failure was God's providence, God working in it. If you look at your path at the moment, friends, do you sometimes wonder if you're on the right path? Well, turn to God absolutely and seek His ways, but recognize that even now, God will use the path you're on for good means. Recognize that right now, God will use your situation, however good or bad it is, for blessing. And that, in that sense, you're always on the right path because He is going to use it for good. Now, there are paths we have to get off. Of course, sometimes you go down a wrong path and God is prompting you to change, come back to the right path. But the truth is, He will use even those things that seem like failure for your good, if you'll come back to Him. And so, like Andrew Murray, let's trust today that the path we're on is a good path, believing that God will use even what seems like failure for good.